gentlemen, how are we doing today? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wednesday, February 21st. 1 week from today at this time, we will be doing our final exam.
No.
Wow.
First try, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I wish it was
First try.
the last test
Yeah.
I'll ever have to take in chemistry.
You again.
No, you can't do that until probably around June something. Yes.
Cute.
Come on.
29.
Hall lefty then, ladies and gentlemen.
They used to get off this microwave stuff. She also told me that she tried to take the screen off of the microwave in the lounge in the teacher's lounge, but it wasn't one of the peel-off ones.
What is
She
this?
almost ripped off the... What?
What is wrong with my foot? What?
It's that one I showed you. That my foot was literally broken in half.
Oh.
Yeah, and I commented, what is wrong with my foot?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell me one of the four types of chemical reactions and tell me something about one of them.
Decomposition.
Okay, decomposition. Somebody tell me about decomposition.
It's when a compound is broken into two separate elements on the other side of the reaction.
Okay, I will agree with you except for one thing. It is when a compound, it has to be a compound at the start.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be elements on the other
It
side.
just breaks.
It breaks into substances.
Yeah.
Now we use substances because it could mean it breaks into elements. That is absolutely possible. But it also might break into compounds or it might break into an element in a compound. But it is one thing that breaks apart into two or more things. That is decomposition. Okay? Good. Give me another one.
Synthesis.
Synthesis. All right, what happens in a synthesis reaction?
Two elements or compounds come together.
Two elements or compounds come together. Are you guys just going to play tennis all day? You hit it to him, he hits it to you, he back and forth? No? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. This.
Yeah, Brentley, you got the next one. Okay.
What
So what happens in a synthesis reaction again? Sorry.
Two elements or compounds come together into one element or compound. One compound.
Thank you. Yeah, it couldn't be an element, right? Yeah, good. So two substances, either elements or compounds, come together to make one thing. How do we recognize that, Nadia? What in the formula is an easy way to tell that it is a synthesis reaction? Give you a hint. What? No. Big plus signs. Okay, Brentley, go.
And synthesis?
Yes.
The plus is on the left side.
Okay, but there could be a single replacement and a double replacement that has a plus sign on the left side as well.
But there's like two added to the left side, but there's that on the right.
No what on the right?
Plus?
Thank you. There's no plus sign on the right-hand
Lord
side.
help me.
Again, looking for a plus sign doesn't help us with synthesis and decomposition, but looking for where there is no plus sign will help us with both. If there is no plus sign after your arrow, that has to be a synthesis reaction. If there is no plus sign before your arrow, it has to be a decomposition. Okay? Good, 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 good. Jacqueline, give me one of the last two types of chemical reactions. Single replacement. Single replacement is one of the last two types of chemical reactions. Leaf, what happens in a single replacement reaction?
The metal and like a lone element metal and then one in a compound switch places when one of them is active.
Okay, very good. So what do you have on each side in a single replacement reaction? What is on each side in a single replacement reaction, Najma?
You have like a compound and
Thank you. You have a compound and an element. So now we have a plus sign on both sides of the arrow. Now we need to look more closely at what is there. So if you have a compound and an element on both sides of the equation, that is a single replacement. And Leaf, you described it very well. The metal, the lone metal will take the place of the metal in a compound if it is more reactive. And then you will still get a new compound at the end and you will still get a lone element. Okay? Questions? All right, last type. What is it? Double replacement. Okay, what happens in a double replacement, Daniela? She's like, oh, you had to call on me for this one? Okay, but they do in a single replacement as well. You are correct, though. The metals do switch places. But the metals are in what in a double replacement? They're in two compounds. And you get two new compounds at the end. And the metals still do switch places. Yes. Okay? Now, Jen, what do we look for that tells us a double replacement reaction has actually happened? There are three things. Give me one of them. Okay, if a gas is created, it means a single replacement reaction has taken place. Give me another one, Gerald. Something that we look for that tells us, yes, this single replacement reaction actually took place.
Did someone already say they switched?
They did say they switched, but now we're talking about, okay, on the product side, we want to know if this reaction actually takes place. One of the things Jen said we could look for is a gas. Now that one we haven't done any with. But yesterday we were always looking for a what? In a double replacement reaction. One of the two things to do what? We use the sheet like this.
Like what's aqueous?
What's that?
What's aqueous?
Okay, but we weren't looking for something that was aqueous. We were looking for the opposite, which was something that would precipitate. We're looking for a precipitate. Precipitate forms, that means that a double replacement reaction has taken place. Okay, one last thing that could tell you a double replacement reaction has taken place. A gas, a precipitate, or what was the third thing? Water. The third thing was water. Okay? Questions, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So before we get into going and talking about our lab activity that we're going to do for our final exam, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a little story. This is a completely fictional story, ladies and gentlemen, but it is designed to help you understand those four types of chemical reaction. Okay? So a completely fictional story. This story is about a high school called the Greenway East High School. Okay? And at the Greenway East High School, they have an annual snowfall dance in January or February. Okay? And the students all get excited about this snowfall dance. Okay? And this is the story of some students who were attending the snowfall dance. Okay? So the first story is about this girl named Najma. She is going to attend the snowfall dance. And there is this boy named Jin. And Jin would like to ask Najma to the dance, but he can't quite get up the nerve to do it. But Jin still goes to the dance. And he sees Najma at the dance. And he finally gets up the nerve and he goes over and he starts talking to her. And he goes, you know, that mean chemistry teacher, Mr. Biran, gave us some homework for the weekend. Okay? And I just don't quite understand the homework. Would there be any way you could help me out with it? And Najma said, man, that homework was easy. I got it done in like 5 minutes. I would love to help you out with your homework, Jin. And Jin says, that would be awesome. By the way, as long as we're here, would you like to dance? And she says yes. And they dance and they have a wonderful time. And they start dating. Okay, what kind of chemical reaction have they just experienced? They have just experienced the synthesis reaction, ladies and gentlemen. We have taken two lone elements and we have made a compound out of them. Okay? So, that was their story. Now, there's a more tragic story, ladies and gentlemen. The story of a boy named Levi and a girl named Brinley.
Oh,
Levi and Brinley had been dating for a while. And they agreed that they would go to the snowfall dance. And Levi was supposed to pick Brinley up, take her to dinner, then go to the dance afterwards. So Brinley spent the entire day getting ready. Hair done, makeup, new dress, looking wonderful, waiting for Levi to come pick her up. The problem happened when Levi didn't realize that the night before the annual snowfall dance, the new Call of Duty 33 Kill 'Em All video game came out. And Levi loves Call of Duty. So he is in line at midnight the day before the Snowfall dance, waiting to get his copy of Call of Duty 33 Kill 'Em All. And he gets it. And he goes home and he starts playing it. And now I don't know about these things, but they tell me there's a way that you don't even have to be in the room to play against your friends on these video games now or something like that. So he is there and he is playing and just playing and just playing and just playing and just playing. And one of his friends is like, well, hey, dude, I got to go. It's 7 o'clock and I got to get ready for the dance tonight. He's like, it's what? It's like, it's 7 o'clock. I got to get ready for the dance tonight. He's like, wait a minute. I was supposed to pick Brindley up at 6:30. He looks at his phone and it's totally dead. Totally dead, right? So he quick gets changed, gets cleaned up, shows up to Brindley's house 45 minutes late. Now, Brindley is starting to panic. She is like, something had to happen. He had an accident, whatever, something had to happen. So Levi gets there and he goes up to the door and Brindley's like, what happened? He's like, well, my grandma tripped going up the stairs to her apartment carrying her groceries and hurt herself. So I had to go over there at about 6 o'clock and pick her up and carry her up the 3 flights of stairs to her room. Get her comfortable in her room, put away all the groceries that she spilled all over the place, and make sure everything that was okay. Well, why didn't you call me? Well, my cell phone died. I'm sorry, I couldn't call you. And she forgave him. So they went to the dance. Now, they couldn't go to dinner first because it was already running late. So they went to the dance, okay? And at the dance, Levi's like, can I take your coat? She says yes. He goes to put her coat away. And a group of girls comes around Brindley and starts talking to her. And they're like, Brindley, you look so nice. Your hair is done, your makeup is done. Levi must have been so excited. She's like, I got to tell you a story about my guy, Levi. My guy, Levi, is the greatest guy. His grandmother fell going up the stairs, and he went over there and he carried her up 3 flights of stairs. He picked up all her groceries and put them away. And one of the girls goes, well, when did he have time to do this? Because he was online gaming with so-and-so until 7:30. She's like, what? See, the problem was Levi, when he went to put away the coat, ran into some of his buddies. And they started talking about the online gaming stuff again. So he left her there alone for another half an hour or so. Now, Levi makes a fatal mistake, ladies and gentlemen. He comes back to a group of girls huddled around Brindley. And he's like, can I? And all he gets is a bunch of fingers waving in his face. Nope, nope, nope. We know what you did. We told her. So he went home and played Call of Duty 33 Kill 'Em All again. Brindley had to go home alone. What kind of reaction did we just have, ladies and gentlemen? This was a decomposition reaction. This was a decomposition reaction.
Your heart
Could
wasn't
it be
really
a single
broken, buddy.
replacement because of the game?
Why was I
No.
feeling in that?
No. Definitely decomposition. A compound broke apart into lone elements. That's decomposition.
I think it's
Okay.
single replacement. I
Decomposition.
do think it's single replacement.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, then let me tell you the
Because
story.
now I'm with Call of Duty.
Let me tell you one more story. Actually, I got 2 more stories. Let me tell you one more
Why
story.
are you making them so long?
That one was
That
really
one was
bad.
like real long.
I was
Anyway,
angry. I was like,
There's a lot of stuff going on. Like the story of this girl named Nadia. Okay. This girl named Nadia was going to go to the Snowfall dance with this boy named Aiden. Okay? And Aiden didn't make any of the mistakes that Levi did.
Okay.
Aiden picked Nadia up on time. Aiden made sure that he talked to Nadia and said, you look lovely tonight. Your hair is done. Your makeup is done. You look very nice. Aiden took her out to dinner. They had a nice dinner. They got to the dance. And Aiden is like, can I take your coat? Nadia's like, yeah, that'd be great. So she goes into the dance and she sees her friend Cynthia near the punch table. So she goes up and starts talking to Cynthia, telling him how Aiden did all these things for her and Aiden was with her and how she's having a great time. And Cynthia accidentally spills punch on Nadia right before they separate. And Nadia is like, oh my God, what am I going to do? She's like, Cynthia, look, don't worry about it. Go to the bathroom, get cleaned up. I'll take care of Aiden. I'll let him know what happened. So she goes to the bathroom. Aiden comes up and sees Cynthia and says, hey, Cynthia, have you seen Nadia? She's like, no, I haven't. Why? He's like, well, we were here together. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I just saw Nadia leave with some guy. Aiden's like, what? He's like, I thought we were having a good time. We had a nice meal. We were here. I told her how nice she looked and everything. Cynthia's like, well, you know what? She doesn't deserve a guy like you. You're way too nice. That Nadia is just an evil girl. Evil, evil girl. Evil girl. Cynthia's like, would you like to go somewhere where we could talk privately, and I can help you get through this? And she did. She did. Now, the interesting thing is what happened in class on Monday, ladies and gentlemen, because Cynthia, Nadia, and Aiden are all in the same class at this Greenway High School, okay? In Mr. B. Rand's class, okay?
Why is
So-
your name the only one that changed?
What? Because I'm making this story up. I'm just picking random names off the top of my head, okay? Let it be. Okay?
Seems a little personal.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you're taking it that way. But what kind of reaction did we just have? Now we have a single replacement. We had a compound and a lone element, and we had someone replace part of that compound, and now we have a new lone element.
My story could have been synthesis because you were never in the picture, and it was always called.
But I was in the picture. Wow. You're gonna start an argument now.
I know.
All I'm doing is making up this story. I don't know why it's going this bad. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I got one more story to tell you. I got one more story to tell you. And it's the story of a girl named Brenda. And Brenda really wants to go to the dance with a boy named Miro. Okay? So Brenda actually gets up the nerve and asks Miro to the snowfall dance.
Snowball?
So snowfall dance. Pay attention. I think you missed that
Completely
earlier.
made up.
This is
Not-
a made-up
not the
story.
school. It's
Has
completely
nothing
made up.
to do with us here at East.
For Call of Duty.
Nothing to do with us here at East.
Kill 'em all.
So Brenda comes up and finally asks Miro in class one day, Miro, would you like to go to the snowfall dance with me? Miro says no.
Yes, no.
She's like,
That's so Miro.
what? No, can't. So the next day, Brenda's like, you know what? Maybe he didn't understand the question I asked. I'm going to ask him again. Miro, I was wondering if you would like to go to the annual snowfall dance with me on Saturday. He's like, no. He's like, what? So again, one more chance. The next day she walks in, she's like, Miro, maybe you didn't understand the last couple days. I'd really like to go to the snowfall dance with you. Would you like to go? And he says, no. She's like, why not? He says, well, the new Call of Duty game comes out the night before. I'm going to be busy playing it. She's like, well, that's not really a good excuse. He's like, well, all right, here's the real excuse. The real excuse is I have a buddy named Christian, and Christian cannot find a date for the dance. So I promised him that if he couldn't go, I wouldn't go, and we would stay at home and play Call of Duty against each other. She's like, don't worry, I got a friend, Jacqueline. Jacqueline would love to go to the dance with Christian. And Earl says, well, you set it up. Okay, that's fine. We'll go. So Brenda goes up to Jacqueline and says, Jacqueline, you need to do me a favor. You need to go to the snowfall dance with Christian. She's like, no, I can't. I'm playing Call of Duty that night. She's
a
like,
real one.
I hate Call of Duty. Brenda's like, this is dumb. She's like, well, what will it take for you to go? She's like, well, you're going to have to pay for the tickets. Brenda's like, all right, I'll pay for the tickets. You're going to have to pay for dinner for us. All right, I'll pay for dinner for you. I want to go to the dance with Miro that bad that I'm willing to do all of this stuff. So finally, Jacqueline says yes. And the boys and the girls go to dinner that night before the dance. And girls do what girls do at dinner. What do girls always do at dinner? No.
Gossip, go to the bathroom.
They go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, in the women's bathroom, the two stalls must be connected or something because you have to go by twos. I don't understand why that is. But they go to the bathroom together. Okay? And Brenda looks at Jacqueline and goes, I am so sorry. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, my God, Miro has not said 2 words all dinner long. He just sits there. He won't say a word. Jacqueline's like, my God, that is so much better than Christian, who will not shut up. He's talking about video games and cars and other things that I really don't care about. Miro is that strong, silent guy. He's awesome. Brenda's like, are you kidding? I can't stand him. But Christian is kind of cute. So the girls come up with a plan. What's the plan?
They're twins and they're gonna swap dates.
They gotta switch.
Why do they have to be twins?
Yeah, why do they have to be twins?
Because then they
That was
Yeah,
really
that's-
They're
specific.
friends. They're not twins.
They
My
look
gosh,
alike,
then
right?
it gets a little weird. Why are you making this story weird?
Okay,
Well, why are
you're
they
the one who
replacing each
made
other's
this
names?
story up.
Why are they because they don't like the one they're with?
Then why go through all the effort?
Because they're on the date. They didn't know they didn't like him until they got there.
Yeah, they didn't realize that they weren't. Like they need to.
So they
replace
decide to switch. So they come back and tell the boys, you got two choices.
Do they?
Go home alone or we're going to switch dates. And they're going to go, okay, I'm fine with it.
them.
Now, what kind of reaction
What
have
if
we
they said they want to go
experienced?
home?
Oh.
Right, whatever, just like, actually.
They have experienced a double replacement. So every one of the four reactions that we have been talking about over the last week or so, ladies and gentlemen, can be explained at a high school dance. This was a completely fictional dance. All names were made up to protect the true identities of people. We never, okay?
She did miss the whole
You
thing.
could say. No, I was
I don't
listening.
think
Your stories are horrible. Terrible.
Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I do want to point out one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry for this, but the chemistry world is a homophobic world.
Oh no! Like
It is. Which means that in the reaction that was single replacement, Nadia had to be replaced by Cynthia so that we could have a metal and a non-metal together.
Oh.
And in the double replacement reaction, there was no fear that Christian and Miro were going to get together because they were both metals and they had to switch spots with each other. So the chemistry world is homophobic, ladies and gentlemen. That is not my fault, so please, I take no offense to it. That's just the way it is. Okay? Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, this can help you remember the four types of chemical reactions. Questions? Any resemblance to anything that actually happens anywhere was completely made up, totally fictional story with names I randomly picked off of the top of my head.
Right, now what if half of this stuff comes true? Now what if it all comes true?
that's gonna be really funny. Actually,
Well, we'll know in the second trimester if they're sitting way apart from each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, but that snowball though.
Call of Duty.
Wait, can I get a
Come on, comes out. No, it's the
I
end.
don't have.
Yeah. It's Call of Duty 30.
I don't
know.
I would be so mad at you
I will go
if that
check.
happened. And
I
then
will
you
go
lied
check.
to me about
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
He saved his grandma.
Yeah, why y'all fighting now?
She doesn't want
Mr.
to.
Okay, it's a made up story, guys.
He literally went, he
Don't get
literally
mad
went
at
in
me.
and saved his grandma. Okay?
Wait, he literally lied about that.
Right, but like it was the thought that was the first thing he came up with, so he must be.
Wait a minute. Nadia, can I
You're
give Cynthia a charging block? Are you still mad?
Attitude.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe for other reasons. Okay, here you go.
But that makes it worse that he
I'm
lied.
spilling punch on you.
That was a made-up part of the story. They were fighting a few weeks ago and
Oh my
wouldn't
god,
talk to
that's
each
so
other.
weird for that. Are you and your wife okay?
No, we're not actually.
Oh my god.
Thanks for bringing that up. Thank you.
Maybe you guys will have
Oh
a.
my god.
A decomposition.
Call of Duty.
We might have a decomposition.
Call of Duty.
But here's the thing. The only way we're having a decomposition is if somebody puts in a lot of energy, and that ain't happening.
Oh.
Just not happening.
I don't know how to master this one.
Right?
Very good.
You just said that.
No, I'm admitting that it's cheaper to keep them.
I mean,
I know you're mad.
divorces are.
I can't tell because the voice
You know why divorces cost so much?
And then you said,
You know we gotta
that
stop.
one of us needs to put in energy. For real.
What?
Wait.
I'm not making this up. I want to give it to her. Yes. I did not hear that part.
Okay, my eyes are wide open. Why is all over bleeding when I tell him stuff?
I never said I didn't hear it. I said I didn't hear it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, close your computers. That way I know I got your attention and you're not playing solitaire.
Oh,
Okay.
man, I want to.
Yeah, that was direct. Everybody.
Yeah, I was directed at me.
Bucko boy. But he was playing
I
too.
was playing solitaire.
He was directed at both. We were probably playing Call of Duty.
Hero's
very
never
quickly.
not playing solitaire. I've never seen his computer on.
It was all.
All right.
It was all fun for Call of Duty 30.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is the lab that you are going to be doing for your final exam, ladies and gentlemen.
What does that mean?
That means to write my full name.
Okay.
How many was just Muriel?
I don't actually know your last name.
Yes.
Have you ever
it's
like
that one
slept so hard in one day and felt like you were floating?
Nope.
You should try it.
Nope. Not interested.
You like not getting enough sleep?
Correct.
Why?
Because I don't need a lot of sleep, so I get more than I need.
Good for the health.
Says who?
Me.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, how much sleep do you get? Like 7 hours?
You won't
Like
know I'm
6.
wrong unless you test the theory.
6 hours is fine.
Mr. Brandon's
You just need like 6 to 10.
Correct. Yes, definitely. Okay.
Why do you yell at me for getting 6 hours then?
Because you're a teenager, you need like 8 to 10.
Aw, he cares about you. See? Wait till Call of Duty 33
Until the one comes out.
Then it's gonna
All
start
right.
on
Turn
the-
to the page that has set 4 on it, ladies and gentlemen. Set 4.
Which page is that?
The page that has set 4 on it. In the upper right-hand corner, it says set 4 predictions and set 4 results.
I don't know if you
Wait,
can
what
use your
is
wife
that?
from your
Set
left,
four.
but it is not that one.
It looks like this, ladies and gentlemen. Set 4 predictions.
Set what?
Laura! I am so thirsty. I
Oh,
could
no.
die. You want water?
I can't see.
No, she hates water.
No.
Another
I need
me,
no
any-
water.
okay.
He's got like mineral water.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I have tap water.
It's gross.
With ice.
You do actually? It isn't wet. It's just it's
How do you know
really
it's
wet.
No.
It's just nice. How it's
it is.
for a little bit. You put tap
All right.
too.
Yeah.
Take out the one that says. Gotta double check this. Hang on.
I don't have a fridge water. I'm not that rich.
That's true.
No, we have one, it just doesn't work.
I have a fridge. I need 20.
I'm not worried.
Actually, when we got the house, which is like a few years before I was born, so it's a little old.
My fridge is probably from like.
For what?
For what?
Before Christ.
How come you laughed at that? It was the exact same joke.
Because yours wasn't funny, but hers was. It's not the same joke.
It was the exact same.
You
joke.
just get it smarter, you know.
He just said it's smarter.
And he
Good.
said something like,
Good.
I didn't understand
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia. Yeah, that. Like that's too smart of a word for me. Really.
All right.
But it's not too funny.
On this one, ladies and gentlemen, on set 4, in the middle where it says silver, in the middle where it says silver chloride, you need to change that to silver nitrate.
On both boxes?
On the one on the top and the one on the side. Okay.
Oh, I'm crying.
Okay.
Lord help me. Lord,
So-
give me strength.
That correction needs to be made, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, what you are looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is 6 different sets of compounds. Okay? And above, there is a prediction part, and down below, there is a result part. The prediction part you are going to do ahead of time. Okay? So, what will happen, ladies and gentlemen, is you will have at your station 4 bottles that will look something like this. All will have a solution in them. Now, in some of our sets, ladies and gentlemen, in set 1, there will be 4 bottles. In set 2, there will be 4 bottles. In set 3, there will be 6 bottles. In set 4, there will be 5 bottles, sorry. In set 5, there will be 5 bottles again, and in set 6, there will only be 3. Your job is to figure out what chemical is in each one of these bottles. Now, this is a list of the chemicals that are in the bottles. You just have to figure out which one of these 5 is in bottle O, which one of these 5 is in bottle P, which one of these 5 is in Q, which one of these 5 is in R, and which one of these 5 is in S. Now, I want to point something out, ladies and gentlemen. The order that they are in up here at the top is not the same as the order that they are in the bottom. So it's not like O is cobalt nitrate. If it was, you'd be done with the lab already. All you would have to do is list them. No, That isn't how it works. In the upper part of this, you are going to make predictions. When you mix two chemicals together, are you going to get a reaction? Or are you going to get nothing? Okay? Now, one of the things that you need to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is go back to the front page. Okay? In set 1, next to where it says set 1, ladies and gentlemen, right over here, put 2 precipitates. 2 precipitates. I abbreviate precipitate PPT. So when you are looking at set 1, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to find a total of 2 precipitates in set 1. In set 2, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to find 3 precipitates. 3 precipitates out of all 4 of these chemicals when you mix them together. In set 3, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to find 6 precipitates. 6. And in set 4, 5, and 6, you will find 2 each. 2 in each one of those.
Wait, what was 3?
3 was 6, 4 was 2, 5 was 2, 6 was 2. I tell you this so that when you are making your predictions, you know how many you are supposed to find. Okay? So when you are doing this and you only find 1 precipitate, you have done something wrong if you're supposed to find 2. If you're supposed to find 6 and you find 7, you have done something wrong. That is how many you are supposed to find. Now, that is true of your predictions, but it is also true when you mix your chemicals together, that you will find a total of 2, 3, 6, 2, 2, or 2 precipitates. Okay? Now, on the day of your lab, ladies and gentlemen, this will be out at the lab station. It will remind you how many precipitates you are supposed to find in each set. Okay? Now, there is also some helpful hints on here that will help you identify things. So, for example, if you are working with something that has a chromate ion in it, chromate is part of your compound. That ion produces a yellow color. Looking at those first 4 bottles that are sitting there, is there chromate in one of them? Yeah. Okay, good news. You've identified that 1 bottle already then. Because you know there's chromate in there. So you would look for a compound that has chromate with it. There can only be 1. Why? Only 1 yellow bottle. It simply is easily as identifying that. So you will know what's in that bottle by its color. If something has copper in it, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen copper multiple times in here. What color will it be? Blue. So a copper ion will be blue. A cobalt ion will be pink. A iron ion will be kind of an orangish brown color. Now again, if there's no iron in any of your compounds, you're not going to see an orangish brown color. But when you walk up to a station and you see an orangish brown color, that means there's iron in it. So look through these lists and tell me, where do you expect to see an orange brown color? Which set? Set 2. There's your iron right there, ladies and gentlemen. Any others? No. Over here in set 3, you going to find any blue? No, there's no copper here. You going to find any pink? No. Here, you going to find any pink? Yeah, there's going to be 2 of them for the cobalt. Okay? So when you get there, you can say, okay, these 2, the pink ones, have to be either cobalt nitrate or cobalt chloride. You've got it down to that. Bottle Z and Y are cobalt in them because they're both pink. Okay? By the way, silver nitrate. Silver nitrate is a dark silver gray color. And it literally turns the bottle to where it looks like this. This bottle started out looking like this. It no longer looks that way. Anyone know what silver nitrate was used for years ago? Something that we don't hardly ever do anymore.
Pretty sure.
You can still do
Uh,
that one.
Wait, what?
What?
Lobotomy. What
Film development.
Oh yeah.
This was used in film development. By the way, this stuff, if it gets on your skin, will stain your skin the same color that this bottle is. This stuff, if it gets on your clothes, will stain your clothes the same color this bottle
So
is.
even in the shower,
It's gonna make like a heart.
so it's like a permanent tattoo.
Well, no, because I don't know if you know this, but your skin cells die off and get replaced.
I don't know.
So it'll wash away then.
Eventually,
How long
But we won't.
like a week or so, however long it takes your skin to
Is
Is it
regenerate.
harmful?
But if Brenda were to get it on her white sweater shirt, I'm sorry, I'm not a fashion finista. That's going to stay that color. It's not coming out. Okay, it's not coming out.
Is it harmful though?
What?
Is it harmful?
Is it harmful? All of these things will kill you if you touch them, breathe them, or ingest them. No.
Can't ingest it.
Well, you can't,
Will it make my mouth?
but it's not going to kill you. And by the way,
You die first.
if you have acetate, we told you that acetic acid, another name for it was what? You all have it in your home.
Oh,
Acidic acid.
wasn't it like vinegar?
Vinegar. So the acetate ion C2H3O2 smells like vinegar.
Oh, because you did say that.
Okay, it smells like
You
vinegar.
did say propane.
Now there are also some hints down here about precipitates. So if your precipitate happens to be silver chromate, it's going to be a blood red color. Now the only way you would get that is if you have silver in a set and chromate in a set. Okay? If you have silver chloride, it's going to be a milky white color. If you have iodide precipitate, that is that one over there, that is the bright yellow color. And if you have a cobalt hydroxide, it will be a nice blue color for you.
Would it stain our insides? And then would it wash away? How would it Let's try it out.
Would it stain your inside?
So, when you get to a table, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a sheet like this that matches yours, and then there will be a plate like this. Okay? And it sets up so that you can lay it on this down here, and we will explain how to use this in a minute. We will explain this in a minute. What? This is the final, yes.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Never mind.
Okay, good.
Oh.
So, what we're going to do today is show you in these 4 bottles that are up here, ladies and gentlemen. Bottle 1, 2, 3, and 4 are these 4 chemicals. Okay, those 4 chemicals. Now, we told you just a minute ago, ladies and gentlemen, that you can identify some of the things that are in those bottles because one of the bottles is what color? Yellow. Okay, one of the bottles is yellow. Which bottle number is yellow? Can someone see the number? So, bottle number 3 has to be what, ladies and gentlemen? So, which one? Has to be potassium chromate. Give me the formula for potassium chromate.
Yeah, you're wrong.
K2CR or CRO.
So when you identify it, you are going to write the formula for me. By the way, you get the formula wrong, you lose points. You get it in the wrong spot, you lose points. Okay? So you're going to eventually have to write all the formulas for all these compounds. Any other up there that we can identify?
Silver nitrate.
Which number is silver nitrate? So 4 is silver nitrate. Formula for silver nitrate. AgNO3. So listen, on the front page, ladies, do not write anything on here right now. But if this were your first set, A, B, C, and D, We would be able to identify 2 of them on here. Yes, Nadia, go.
Sorry, this is a dumb question, but how do we know that's silver nitrate?
Well, because look at the bottle.
Yeah, but like,
That bottle will always appear that color if there's silver nitrate in it. Does that bottle look different than the other 3?
well, yeah, but
Then anytime you see that, that means there's silver nitrate in there.
because it's black.
Because it's that color. It's that gray, that silver, that blackish color deposits,
Where are
yes.
all these colored thingies that you were naming? Like pink and blue.
It's on the thing.
They're all going to be right here, sitting out there waiting for you that day. Okay? And I will let you see these beforehand so that when you start to make your predictions and things, you could write down, okay, in set number 1, maybe you can identify silver nitrate is in there. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. So you would put next to it dark colored bottle. So when you get to that station and you see a dark colored bottle, you know that's silver nitrate. When you get to that station and you see the yellow color because you know there's chromate in it, you know which one that bottle is. Okay? Now, if there's 2 yellow ones, you're going to have to figure out which one is which because there's got to be 2 chromates there. Questions? So we've got 2 bottles, 1 and 2, that are both what color? So how are we going to identify them? No, we're not going to identify them. We can't use smell because there's no acetate here. If there were acetate, we could use that. There's no acetate here. So now we need to make some predictions, ladies and gentlemen. So what we are going to do is we are going to take and we are going to make a double replacement reaction between silver nitrate and barium nitrate. If we have a double replacement reaction between silver nitrate and barium nitrate, what will you get? What? No, you will get nothing. Why?
Because
they just form the same
Nitrate
thing.
doesn't have no.
Yeah.
They both form nitrates.
Yeah.
If you switch barium and silver, they're going to still be with nitrates, and there can be no reaction because they're already with nitrates. So in the box, if you have the same anion, second part, or if you have the same cation, first part, there can be no reaction because nothing can change places. By the way, why do I have an X here?
because that's the same thing.
Because you can't, if you put silver nitrate with silver nitrate, nothing's going to happen. So why do I have an X here?
It's a nitrate as well.
Because this box and this box are exactly the same. This box and this box are exactly the same. I don't need to do this twice. So half of our table is the same as this half. So why would we do it twice? Because here we're mixing barium nitrate and silver nitrate. Here we would be mixing silver nitrate and barium nitrate. So we're ignoring that half. All we need to do is this half. Okay, now what happens if we put silver nitrate with sodium chloride?
Something will happen.
What would we get? What would we get?
Silver chloride.
We would get what?
Silver chloride. And
What's the formula for silver chloride? Cl. We good on charges? +1, -1. Will this precipitate? Yes. What else would we get?
Sodium.
yeah, sodium nitrate.
Which is?
Na.
Yeah, NA. NO3.
What will happen there? So I'm going to cross it off because we know it's going to be aqueous. But here, I found a precipitate.
So it has to be a precipitate, not aqueous, right?
Correct. Aqueous means nothing. Aqueous doesn't do anything for us. Precipitate does. All right, let's go to the bottom one. Okay? Silver nitrate with potassium chromate. What would we get? Silver chromate. Ag. What? What?
Yeah,
CrO4. What's the charge on chromate?
or plus
So chromate's a +2.
2, or -2.
So what would our formula be?
Ag2, CrO4.
Okay, what would be the other thing that we would create here? Nope, you can't make sodium chloride here. There's no sodium. Silver nitrate, potassium chromate. We would make potassium nitrate. KNO3. What do we know about nitrates? No precipitate. Will silver chromate precipitate? According to your periodic table, or I'm sorry, your solubility chart, will it precipitate? Yes. Okay. So now we go to this box right here. We are going to take barium nitrate and mix it with sodium chloride. So what do we get? We get barium chloride. What's the formula? BaCl2. And we get what? Sodium nitrate. What do we know about anything with nitrate? All right, how about barium chloride? No? So nothing will happen there. All right, barium nitrate and potassium chromate. What would we get? Okay, formula. Nope. Ba is a +2, chromate's a -2, BaCrO4. What else would we get? What do we know about potassium nitrate? What about barium chromate? It precipitates. All right, our last box. Sodium chloride and potassium chromate. What are we going to get? All right, sodium chromate formula. And potassium chloride. All right, sodium chromate, precipitate. According to our sheet, no. How about potassium chloride? So now, ladies and gentlemen, I am expecting to find 3 precipitates. 3 of them, okay? Now, I have already identified 2 things here. Okay? So when we look here, sodium chloride will precipitate with silver nitrate. Will barium nitrate precipitate with silver nitrate? No. So I know that in those 2 bottles, one of them is sodium chloride, one of them is barium nitrate, correct? Okay, because I've already identified the silver nitrate and I've already identified the potassium chromate. These 2 I have. So how could I identify sodium chloride? It's the only one that'll react with the silver nitrate. Okay? So if I want to identify silver chloride or sodium chloride, here's the way you are going to look at this table. You go across till you hit the X and then down. So sodium chloride is supposed to make 1 precipitate with silver nitrate. That's it. Okay? Barium nitrate is supposed to make 1 precipitate. But with what? Potassium chromate. So these two solutions will both make 1 precipitate. But they make it with 2 different things. That's going to be our way of identifying them. So where's this 3rd precipitate come from?
The 2 you already know.
The 2 that I already know. Now, Here's how it works, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why I have those green, orange, yellow colors on there. You're going to take this well plate and you're going to put this on the bottom, and you're going to lay it right on top of those X's. And now you're going to grab bottle number 1. Okay? And you're going to put bottle number 1 everywhere where there is green in the box. 1 drop here, 1 drop here, 1 drop here. Why not here? Because you'd be putting it with bottle number 1, and why do that? It's an X. So in these 3 wells, I'm going to take and put a drop of each in each one. One to 2 drops.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay? Now I'm going to take bottle 2, and I'm going to put it everywhere where there is orange. So I'm going to put it here. Again, I'm not going to put it here because there's an X there. So I'm going to put it here, here, and here.
That was a lot. I don't think that was 1 drop, Mr. Brian.
No, I've been putting 2, but glad you're paying attention. Okay, so now I'm going to take bottle 3. 3 goes here, here, and here. Now,
This is crazy.
what do you notice here?
Oh, it's yellow.
Something happened. I'll take away the white background in a minute, but there's a reaction there.
It's yellow.
Okay?
Wow.
So now I take bottle 4 and I put it here, here, and here, everywhere where there is pink. How many more reactions am I expecting to find? 2. Let's see if we find them.
Oh.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Okay, so I can. So where are my 3 reactions?
Fess up, y'all.
There's 4.
Bottom left.
No, there are not 4.
The bottom
Why
left.
Why is it white then?
Why is it white?
Okay, which one?
The
This one?
no, the one in the next to it. Yeah.
That's 1.
Yeah.
And then the one
Is that a reaction?
No.
Yes.
Really? Bright red color?
I thought we said it wasn't a reaction.
It's black.
It's
Yeah.
a color change.
Unexpected color change. Sign of a chemical change.
Yeah.
You did.
That's not what that means.
You can, if I'll turn around, you hit him upside the head. Okay? Can't do it right now. Okay.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Shoot.
This is your chance.
Oh,
3.
I wasn't ready.
1, 2, 3. There are 3 reactions.
What about the yellow one?
Okay, we mixed the yellow solution with a with a clear solution.
You made that so messy.
What color do you think it's going to be?
I think
It
the
was-
yellow.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't unexpected though. Like it was obviously going to turn yellow.
Correct, because I mixed a yellow solution.
Yeah.
That yellow solution gives me this yellow color.
It has
This
to
is
be
a milky yellow color. This is something that happened.
Okay, I get it now.
And it'll be easier when you're actually looking at them.
Oh, I agree.
But the nice part about doing this is,
That's weird.
okay, you remember when I told you you were supposed to find 2 or 3 or 6 precipitates?
That's pretty
Now when you're looking at this, you should be able to find them. You should be able to find them. Now,
Wait, so sorry.
no, go
How
ahead.
would you do that? Did we identify what bottle?
No.
They use lettuce paint.
Now we need to put the 2 pieces together. The 2 pieces are our predictions from above and what happened here. Okay? So, what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a reaction here, here, and here. So this reaction right here, this one, is between number 1 and number 3. Okay? This reaction here is between number 4 and number 2. And this reaction here is between number 3 and number 4. Correct? Okay. Well, we know what number 4 is. That's silver nitrate. Well, we know what number 3 is. That's the potassium chromate. So that's this one here that we did. Okay? So then what is this one? 4 and 2.
Barium chromate.
Why is it barium chromate?
Wait, because number 4 was. Wait.
What was number 4?
Wait, I was wrong.
Wait, I was
Wait, I was wrong. Number 4 was silver nitrate. So that one is.
Whoa.
Number 4 is silver nitrate. Which one did we expect to react with silver nitrate?
You can do it, Levi.
Sodium chloride.
So we expected sodium chloride to react with silver nitrate. So if number 4 is silver nitrate, what does that mean for number 2? It's not barium.
Or no.
Number 2 must be
Sodium chloride.
NaCl. So what does that mean for number 1?
Oh, that means that's barium nitrate.
Number 1 is barium
That's why I said that.
nitrate. Okay? So number 1 should have reacted with number 3. 1 and 3 did react. 1 and 3 did react. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we have identified all 4 of them.
Do we get to practice these before
$14 million.
Well, here's the thing. Before the lab, you need to have all of these done for all 6 sets. All of them. Okay?
So in
So-
the lab, we're just gonna mix
It's
the
not
things
what it looked
together.
like.
When you get to the lab, you should already have all of these predictions done. The other thing that I would do that I didn't do, ladies and gentlemen, the other thing that I would do that I didn't do is I would start by writing the formulas for all of these compounds. Silver nitrate, AgNO3. Barium nitrate, BaNO3, 2. Why? So that when I go to do these predictions here for these double replacement reactions, I can know what's mixing with what, and the metals always change place with the metals. So your metals change place with your metals. And that is how I get all of the things that I'm writing down in here. Now again, the reason I put NR here right away is because I know there cannot be a reaction between 2 things that have the same anion, negative ion, or the same cation.
Yeah.
So if copper's in 2 spots, 2 different containers, it won't react with each other because all copper would do is switch places with copper and you wouldn't get anything different.
Yeah.
Okay? So, what you should start doing, ladies and gentlemen, is I would go to set 1 and I would start writing the formulas for all of those. After you get the formulas done, then I would start figuring out when you mix them together, what are you going to get? And in the end, in set 1, how many precipitates should you find? 2. When you're done with set 1, move on to set 2. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, go to work on that.
So we get to bring the yellow paper to the test?
Is it person?
What?
Lab. Do we get to bring the yellow paper to the lab?
Well, yeah, because that's where you're putting your final answers. Is on the front page. This is called qualitative analysis. Why is it qualitative?
Because you're describing qualities.
Yeah, no numbers. All qualities.
What the heck? My favorite pen is dying.
It's not a live long forever pen?
No.
Guess you should have bought more of them.
This is my lucky pen.
Well, I guess you're about to run out of luck.
Yeah, you better get a-
Maybe that's.
When this pen dies, I die too.
It's a bit of a jump. Okay.
It's not. You don't
That
understand.
took a grim turn, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a connection with this pen.
Yeah, really.
It's like I had a connection.
We get it, Levi.
Danny, what if you did replace you like that?
Levi there reminds me of something.
What if Levi replaced her with a pen?
No, with games.
With a game? Why would Levi replace her with a game?
I have someone who can ask that question too.
Levi, are you a Call of Duty fan?
No, not really.
Okay, then we don't have a problem.
But I might be a Call of Duty Kill 'Em All 33 comes
I would be a Call of Duty fan if Call of Duty 33 Kill 'Em All comes out.
Well, good, because you'll have plenty of time on your hands because Levi won't be around.
Wait, why don't we just skip the dance and play Call of Duty 33 Kill 'Em All together?
Aww.
Oh,
How cute.
Gross.
because she's going to yell at you for cheating or not saving her by jumping in front of her when someone's shooting at her, and
That's
then there'll be an
actually true. In the
argument.
shooter games, he always lets me die because he's halfway across me.
Okay, well-
She also
I don't let you die. You're just not good enough to stay alive.
He's actually said that to me on multiple different occasions.
I am good at the game.
You just leave me. There's no point in playing with you if you're just gone.
I'm away from you.
Because I
I'm still
turn
alive.
around and you're
I'm away
missing.
from you.
I'm still alive.
You're not a very good teammate if you just leave me in the dust.
Well, then just follow me.
Well, is the game about being a good teammate or winning?
When we're playing duos, it's about being a good
It's
teammate.
about-
And sometimes a good teammate has to sacrifice something for the greater good of the team. He's just sacrificing you for the greater good of the team.
Exactly.
Brenda, did you have a question?
Just saying, I've been playing for way shorter of a time than him, and I'm better.
Better.
And Cassie.
Actually, because I haven't played in so long, I would probably be really good.
Now,
I've spelled
here,
precipitates like 14 different times every single time I've written this. It's a different way of writing.
right there, you just
Anyway.
put N on, because you don't even have to predict what you're gonna get, because we know there's gonna be no reaction, because you've got the same cat item. So if you have the same cat item or the same hand item, we
You
just
guys are
put down
weird.
no reaction. So here, where silver nitrate and sodium nitrate, you can put NR there.
What was
What
that?
was that? Very weird.
What you read it as this
I
one
thought you
and
guys
this
were
one
real ones and I could do
go
that.
together for this
No,
one.
that's
So this one-
No.
This is not a safe case.
No.
they're not
This
nothing
one,
to
this
do with
one.
that.
Levi said, yeah, you're right. They're not.
Okay,
I'm real
now,
fun.
these two also
You're just
go
not
together
real.
here, which would put
You're
us
a
here, but
socialist.
that's why we put the X
Now
there,
we're gonna
because
go to soccer.
this X and
Yeah.
this box are the exact same. We don't need to do it twice.
Well,
Really, you're gonna go too, right? I heard.
How did you just say that and then you moved on?
Right? And then you just said it. You said it like it was nothing, and
You
then
should
continued
either
with
get
your
two
life.
things,
You just told me it's a
or you
social
should be able to
experiment.
write no
Okay,
reaction.
first of all, there's a good
Now,
social
when you get the
experiment
two
and there's
things,
bad
now you
ones.
gotta go to this sheet
But you would play it like I was a bad one.
and say, okay,
You didn't have
either
to
one of
include
those
and
two
they're bad
percentages.
ones. You could have just said there are good.
Because if they don't,
It's not like she loves the bad ones.
And there's bad ones.
Social experiments and there's bad ones.
But we
And there's
have
bad
Wait,
ones.
wait, she can get to
You're
choose
one of the
which
bad
one.
ones.
so
You
we could have gotten
Oh,
some.
she gets to choose.
And
You
in
choose which
two
one
of
you
these
want.
boxes,
Let's be real.
you should find two
Oh, it's
precipitate. Okay?
You know what we said
By the
about
way,
yesterday?
If you find one precipitate, the other thing in the box
How many?
can't be a
57.
precipitate.
I did
Okay.
34.
Oh, by the way,
I
hey,
gym during the summer.
Hey,
Good job.
if you find a precipitate in a box, the other thing in there cannot also be a precipitate. Okay? So when you mix two things together, you will get one precipitate and one thing that is aqueous. You will never get two precipitates. Okay? So you will never get two precipitates.
writing on the equations for everything.
So nitrate and nitrate take over.
Wait, I have a question.
Well, they
I'm just
can
writing
go
the
together, but
equation
you
for
can put down
everything
NR because there's
Yeah.
not going to be anything.
That's what I
I'm
So
writing the
in
equation
your
for
box, you're either going to have NR, meaning those things are the same and they would make the same things, or you're going to have two compounds. Now, when you get the two compounds, then you got to check each one of them to say, okay, does one of those two precipitate? It's possible that neither one will precipitate. You could cross out both. Okay, that's what happened here and here. These two don't precipitate together, so I got to cross them out. So this is a no reaction like this, but I had to check it.
Okay.
Here, I got to precipitate, so I circled it. knowing, okay, when I mix these two together, this is one of the precipitates I'm supposed to find. Same thing here and here. So when I get precipitates, I circle them. You could highlight them or do something so that you know, okay, these two things, silver nitrate and sodium chloride, when they get mixed together, they are going to react. I'm going to find something there. Okay? So right now what we're doing is we're trying to get all of this pre-work done so that when you come in on the day of the final, okay, now I got to go through and now I got to try to actually figure out what's in where. And again, the more prepared you are for it, the better off you will be. So on this set, I would have made a note. This is a dark brown bottle, or a grayish or black colored bottle. I would have made a note that this has yellow color. So when I walk up and, okay, here's my 4 bottles, I know what this one is. This one has to be the potassium chromate because it's the only one there that should be yellow. So I've identified 1 bottle right away. Now I've only got 3 more to identify. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will give you this sheet. I'll pull out these tomorrow. The next day I'll have them sitting there. When you're ready, when you've got all your predictions made, you could come up and grab this. And now I would go on here, on this part, and I would write down, you know, this is yellow color, this is, or in your boxes here, so that you know when you get this set, okay, well, box number 3 was yellow, so it's this. Number 4 was this gray color, so it was this. Now I just got to figure out 1 and 2. Or we use letters on this instead of numbers, so we use A, B, C, and D. Okay? Questions? What? Yeah, we do use 1 Greek letter because we ran out of letters of the alphabet.
Next week Wednesday is the final, right?
Correct. That's when you'll do this.
When do we get off? 12?
When do you get off? What do you mean?
Like
When do we do
school. When is school?
That day, the last final on Monday ends at 1:15. Because there's 1st, 3rd, and 5th. There's 3 finals on Wednesday. There's 2 finals on Thursday.
Okay.
That's for the propaganda system. Oh, okay.
It's over.
No, because our 2 options were either we have to write synthesis product or we have to write propaganda.
What does that mean?
So we
Sure, I'm gonna forget this. I need to.
The
we're
poster?
gonna, we're doing a poster. I think the chief say we're doing a poster.
I think yeah, she said that you're so like she used technology in schools, and so you would do for technology in schools, you would do against technology in schools, and then you research that, make a poster, and then you swap, and you guys talk about what you learned about the other one.
Sounds pretty stupid to me.
It's better than writing a synthesis
You
column.
have to do your own research and write a synthesis column.
Because I have that orientation for volunteering, and I told that girl that I could do anything after 3 because I thought that we had a full day, and we don't. I have to email them. Well, I think so. It's about 3:30. I guess there's more time, so because it's all the way into Pier. I don't know. It's always weird. It's like, but I mean, I could get a lot of hours out of it for volunteering. Like the first one, Christian place. I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna walk in and she's just gonna pass out because I have blue hair or something. 'Cause, I mean, their message is to spread God messages and whatever.
It's just a
Spread God messages or whatever.
I don't really know what to send in the email. I was just more focused on how she literally misspelled my name, even though my name is right there. And she also spelled it right before, and then she misspelled it. The second one. I'm gonna forget that I tell my mom that.
It's 28 next week, Wednesday, right? That's where